Boom! At the open, our all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, outside, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them cans, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing, dog? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward, and I'm the co-founder and head trader at TTG. For those of you that did not know, we are a Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award recipient for Best AI Analysis Tool. We literally just last month received that award, and it's nice to see that industry leaders and industry insiders are recognizing what True Trading Group is doing, integrating AI into retail trading and investing to create tools and resources and analysis that help our traders make money, help our traders make faster decisions, better decisions, and build and work strategies that fits their everyday lives. A lot of people think that trading is harder than it needs to be because they try to do a particular style instead of trying to fit a style into their work lives and the amount of time that they have. Our AI analysis tool is a big part of what has allowed all of our members to be able to do that, considering 82% of our members do in fact have full-time jobs. So we are the Best AI Analysis Tool recipient from the Benzinga FinTech Awards just last month. So a big shout out to TTG and all the people that make it possible to build out those tools and resources. And I'm just happy to be able to share that with retail traders all over the world. We have over 10,000 members in 115 different countries, truly a global community here at True Trading Group. We are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for everybody here at True Trading Group. Now, you're wondering why you should listen to anything it is that I discuss on this channel. It's not because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader. It's because I did not figure this stuff out on my own. I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job right out of college, where they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. As I said to you before, we have over 10,000 members in 115 different countries, truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you guys are ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the right place. Multiple times during the week, I go live on this channel where I give you guys golden nuggets of information, lessons, comment, trade analysis. I tell you about positions that I'm currently in. I tell you about positions that I'm getting into. I tell you about what I think the markets and individual stocks are going to do in the days to come. I don't just sit here and tell you about what happened yesterday or what happened earlier today. I tell you about some things that we are going to be doing. So if you guys are new, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams, because we're dropping golden nuggets, like I said, on a regular basis. Folks, things have changed. Things have changed a little bit. You know, we had a really, obviously, if you guys have been living under a rock, then you might have missed out on what happened yesterday. And yesterday in the markets, we had a very aggressive sell-off, probably the most aggressive sell-off that we've had all year. And it continued yesterday. I think that was one of the big factors. And there really wasn't any much of a bounce back today. The markets are flat. We did bounce back early in the day after yesterday's sell-off, but we closed flat. And Jerome Powell yesterday I think he put a real damper on the market rally that we've been experiencing for the last several months. We're still in a bull market. One red day doesn't change the fact that we're in a very strong, powerful bull market over the last 2 years. But Yesterday was something that I was not necessarily expecting. I wasn't expecting to hear the type of tone and the type of uncertainty that we got from Jerome Powell yesterday. And although yesterday was a huge sell-off day in the overall markets, it was actually a banner day for us at True Trading Group. A lot of our members had milestone days yesterday. They either had their biggest single P&L trade, their biggest single P&L day, or their biggest single P&L week because of the action that we saw yesterday. Yesterday, we had 4 or 5 different triple-digit gains. We had 2 200% gains. We had 1 400% gain yesterday. And it was one of the biggest P&L days that we've had. One of our moderators had her second biggest P&L day ever. We had another moderator had their single biggest P&L trade ever. And I had one of my biggest trades of the year yesterday. And it goes to show you that when everybody else starts to freak out and starts to panic, it just means that there's a lot more opportunity in the marketplace. Volatility has gone up. Okay, volatility went up yesterday. The VIX spiked all the way to 26 after it was just flatlining, basically, left for dead for a long period of time. And that's a good thing. I think that's what people don't necessarily understand. I think a lot of people look at the market and they see that the markets went down yesterday and they get nervous. And now I start to get bombarded with questions from people about, should I sell this? Should I sell that? Should I sell this? Should I sell that? When literally just 2 days ago, they were happy that their long-term portfolio was the highest balance that it's ever been in their life. Just because you have the markets go down one day doesn't necessarily mean that it's time to hit the warning, the panic button. There are some things that feel like are a little bit different right now. And I'll talk to you guys about what those things are and why I think tomorrow is so incredibly important now, because tomorrow we're going to get PCE inflation data. And prior to yesterday, I would have told you that the PCE inflation data tomorrow wouldn't really necessarily be that important. But because of what happened yesterday, and it's not just because the stock market went down, but it's because of what Jerome Powell said, which is why the stock market went down, that makes me feel that the PCE inflation data tomorrow is now a lot more important than it was just 2 days ago. And CPI data, I think, is a lot more important now than it was over the last several months. For the last several months, we've gotten actually pretty muted results in the market following CPI numbers because the CPI numbers have, for the most part, basically come in line with expectations. You got a PPI number last week that was significantly higher than expected, and a lot of people brushed it off, including myself. A lot of people brushed it off because the CPI number was in line with expectations. But then now, yesterday, Jerome Powell sounded very uncertain about the path of inflation and the path of this economy, when just literally 1 month prior one meeting prior in his last the last Fed meeting that we got, he sounded way more definitive. He sounded way more confident about where inflation was headed and where the economy and the jobs market was headed. Yesterday, all of that decisiveness and all of that confidence from where I was sitting had disappeared. And they cut rates yesterday, but they drastically pulled back the expectations of how many times they're going to cut rates next year and how many times they're going to cut rates the year after that. They removed basically 2 rate cuts a year, 50 basis points of less cuts next year and 50 basis points of less cuts in 2026. But that wasn't it. The other thing that they did was they actually raised their inflation expectation for next year. Meaning that coming into this meeting, they thought that inflation was going to be one thing next year, and now they actually bumped it up just a little bit. So that tells you that the Fed, in my opinion, is very uncertain, and they don't want to continue to cut rates. They cut rates yesterday. But I don't think you're going to get another rate cut from the Fed for several months. I think that the Fed is not going to cut rates until you actually see a significant improvement in inflation. The CPI number has ticked up now for a couple months in a row. And people kind of also brush that off because 1 tick up doesn't make a trend, 2 tick ups doesn't make a trend. But now you're pushing 3 months now in a row where you're getting this little uptick. And it's starting to feel like inflation is going to go higher next year before it goes down to the 2% target. That it feels like you might have to prepare for a little bit of a bump up in inflation. And, you're going to have to wait and see, what do different policies look like next year around tariffs, tax cuts, immigration. Depending on how all of these things go next year, they could either help inflation come down or they can help inflation go back up. So you're going to have to wait and see what happens next year with a lot of those different things. And the Fed's going to be paying very close attention to all of those different areas. And that's what I got from Jerome Powell yesterday. It does, in my opinion, put a little bit of a damper on the Santa Claus rally, because I feel like, and the guy from Blackstone actually said it perfectly, and I feel like I couldn't have said it any better. It feels like now the market has a dark cloud over it from like a near-term standpoint, where I don't know if we're going to be able to really push ourselves back up to make a new all-time high that easily before you go into the end of the year. Because now you've had a couple of different market dynamics at play, like the 10-year Treasury moving back to 4.5%. If the 10-year Treasury continues to move towards 5%, there's no way that the equity markets are going to make a new all-time high with the 10-year Treasury sitting at 4.5 or higher. So you're going to need the 10-year Treasury to move itself back down to 4.2, 4.3 in order for us to really alleviate some pressure that there was put onto tech stocks and stocks in general yesterday. It is, in my opinion, a little disappointing that the markets were unable to bounce back today after yesterday's big sell-off. After yesterday's big sell-off, you sold off right into a major support level that you see on my screen right there is 585. We would have anticipated, and we did anticipate, and we got it early. And I said this to you guys yesterday on the live stream, that I thought that we were going to get a bounce back day today. And we did. I drew a candle for you yesterday on the live stream. The candle I drew for you yesterday is literally the exact candle that you guys see on the screen right now. But we closed lower than where we opened, and I actually thought that we would try to close a little bit higher up today. I thought we would have a chance to close around 589, maybe 590, as the markets tried to kind of snap back a little bit, and you just didn't get it at all. We gapped up early. We ran right smack into the 50-day moving average, and then we just kind of faded. So see, there's the gap up early, faded, bounced, faded, bounced, faded, bounced, faded into the close. So a very weak close. That's disappointing price action. If there's such a huge aggressive sell-off, typically you like to see a little bit of a snapback and a little bit of a rebound. You were unable to do it today. Okay. And again, now that's why I think that the PCE inflation number is going to be very important. If the PCE number tomorrow is hotter than expected, then I think this level is in jeopardy. And right now, this level is intact. It was resistance back there in October. You gapped above it right after the election. It became support. You pushed higher. You pulled back in. It became support again. And then you pushed to the new all-time high. Then you had the Fed meeting. Nobody liked what Jerome Powell had to say. You had the huge sell-off, the worst day of the year. And then today, closing right at yesterday's close. So you guys can see we're barely green. We're green by 36 cents right now on the SPY. Okay, we're up 0.06%. Basically flat. Tomorrow, if you get a hot PCE inflation number, I think you're going to see something that looks like this. All right. So if you get a hot PCE inflation number, I think you get something that looks like this. And the target that I start to aim up is right here, 577. Okay. 576.50. Call it 576.50. That's going to be the target that I'm going to aim up if the PCE inflation number tomorrow is hotter than expected, because then that would signal that inflation really is potentially a problem. And I think it's going to make everybody who got nervous yesterday and got scared yesterday, I think it's going to start to amplify and those fears that inflation is going to move back up. Worst possible case scenario is that inflation moves back up in an aggressive manner next year. Worst possible scenario is that inflation moves up to a point where the Federal Reserve says we're going to actually raise interest rates. That, in my eyes, is worst possible scenario. Inflation would have to really tick back up in order for the Fed to do that. You would need a scorching hot economy in order for that to happen. And I don't see that. I don't see a scorching hot economy. The economy is holding together. It's been doing better than anybody had anticipated. there's a lot of optimism going into next year all around the world. But Jerome Powell said it best yesterday. Jerome Powell said yesterday that the labor market is looser now than it was even before COVID. And he said it's continuing to cool. So I think that those comments made people a little nervous yesterday, which is why you got the big sell-off. And I think he seemed very uncertain about inflation, and the possibility of inflation moving higher next year, I think, became a reality. And if people are like, well, if the labor market is still cooling, it's not stable, it's still cooling, and inflation is ticking back up, well, now you run the possibility of stagflation, which would be slowing growth with raising it with higher inflation. And that's not anything that anybody really wants to see. So I think that's what scared the markets yesterday. If the PCE number tomorrow is lighter than expected, then I think you can get a real legitimate bounce tomorrow. I think that you could see a number, you can probably see a candle that looks something like this tomorrow. Okay, I think you can see a candle that looks like this. All right. If tomorrow's PCE inflation number is lower than expected, I would expect a gap up. Okay, I would expect a gap up. That number comes out at 8:30 in the morning. So I would expect a gap up. And I think that on a gap up, I would look for any pullback into 590. I would look for that to be support. And then I would look for us to push up into the mid 590s, maybe like 595 or so is the area that I would look for us to kind of push up to, and I would look for us to get to. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at there. If the PCE number tomorrow is lighter than expected. And again, if it's higher than expected, I think you're going to get a candle that looks something more like this as the worries about next year and inflation persist and accelerate. And then my target would be 576.50. And I'll tell you this, I do think that this is a viable pullback if and when you get here. This is going to be a gap fill from the election. So that's that gap right there. That's from the election night. Okay. So there's your election night right there. And then here's the 100-day moving average coming into play. So the 100-day moving average is going to continue to, trail itself to the upside here. And then you can drop right into this area and kind of fill and close that gap. And that gives you a gap fill from the election. It gives you the 100-day moving average. And then that is where I think you can try to get a bounce back in the markets. All right. So that's what I'm going to look at right there. That price action. So if you get a hotter than expected PCE number, expect further downside tomorrow. Maybe that downside continues on Monday, and then you can snap back in the middle of the week before Christmas. All right. Christmas is on Thursday. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the markets are open on Friday, which really sucks. But the markets are open on Friday. I feel like Friday should just be an off day, but we'll be there. And I think that you can probably get a bounce from there. So that's price action I'm looking for there, guys, with regards to the overall markets. All right. So I'm waiting. Christmas is Wednesday. I'm sorry. Christmas is Wednesday. So you'll have Monday, Tuesday, Christmas Wednesday, and then that's so terrible. What an ugly, it's like the worst possible Christmas in the dead middle of the week. That sucks. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Christmas Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday. That sucks. I hate when holidays fall on a Wednesday. It's like the worst. It's like, I feel like the whole week, the market should just be closed. Christmas week. You know what? When I become president, I'm going to close the market for the whole week. I'm going to close the market for the whole week. But yeah, those are my thoughts, guys, with regards to the overall market. PCE number tomorrow is extremely important. Way more important than it was a couple of days ago. And I'm just going to wait. I don't have any open positions right now. None. Okay. I took final profits off on my MicroStrategy short. big congratulations to everybody that followed me on this trade. If you guys have been following the YouTube channel, then you know that I shorted MicroStrategy at $432 on December 5th. And then I took profits into 360. I then reloaded that position short on the 17th at $401. And I got flat today at $325. So this was my target, right? I drew this line for you guys a couple weeks ago. And I said this support level that you see back here from the beginning of November and this dark blue line, which is the 50-day moving average. I told you guys that this was my target when I initially entered this trade short right here on the 5th. And then I reloaded that position right here on the 17th. And then we just absolutely ripped this into shreds. This is probably, this is one of my best trades of the year. If you add both of the trades together, I mean, because I shorted at 432, took profits into 360, then re-shorted at 401 and took profits into 325. If you add them together, I think it might be my biggest P&L trade of maybe not. My Moderna trade earlier this year, I think is still a bigger P&L trade. We caught Moderna. This was way earlier in the year. I was actually on vacation, and we caught this move in Moderna, and this was actually my biggest P&L trade of the year. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that MicroStrategy topped that trade because I got back into that trade 3 times. MicroStrategy, I just got back into that trade twice. So that Moderna trade, if I add all the trades together, the reloads and take profits, the reloads, that's the biggest P&L trade of the year. But this, I think, is my second. I think this is number 2. Coinbase, I think, is now number 3. Coinbase was number 2. Now I think that MicroStrategy, I have to go back and check. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but I think MicroStrategy now is my second biggest P&L trade of the year. And it's just a big one. It's a real big one. It's an absolute freaking monster. But now I'm out. I'm completely flat. I don't have any more of this position. I'm out of MicroStrategy. I'm also out of Mara. If you guys, I shorted Mara on the 5th at 27.51. I'm also now out of that position right there. So I'm no longer short Mara. I'm no longer short MicroStrategy. So if you guys have been following along, those profits have been taken off the table and they have been stuffed in my pocket. Elizabeth, nope, I am not in Palo Alto anymore. I did exit Palo Alto today prior to the close because Palo Alto didn't do what I expected to do today. I'm red on Palo Alto, but it's tiny. The stock just didn't do, I didn't get stopped out, but I also didn't take profit. I got into the position. It just didn't do anything. And I'm like, I'm not going to hold a position on a stock that really did nothing today. Look at it. It literally just went sideways. Like, I mean, it just really did nothing. So I think tomorrow is too big of a day with the PCE inflation number. And I think that PCE inflation number is going to have a very big impact on what the market does and therefore what all these individual stocks do. And I don't want to stick around in a position and risk that. I will get back into Palo Alto tomorrow. Okay. I will get back into it if the PCE number tomorrow is under expectations. Like if Palo Alto gaps up tomorrow to like 192, I will probably take the trade long again and look for Palo Alto to do something that looks like that. So if we get a cooler than expected PCE number, I think you could see something that looks like this on Palo Alto. I'll get back into the trade. The support level did not break, but I'm just like with tomorrow's big catalyst, I just didn't want to risk being in a full position exposed in the pre-market. I'll wait and see what the number is because here's my support level, right? You guys can see here previous resistance in February, resistance there in August, resistance there in October. We gapped above it and it's been support, 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 and it's still support. My stop loss is underneath this area. You can see my stop loss was here, right? So there's my, oops, not that low. So right there is my stop loss. We didn't get anywhere near it, right? We're still pretty far from the stop loss. We're about $2.50 away from my stop loss, but I just said there's no reason for me to just sit on the trade. I bought it at 191. I got out of it at 189.5. My stop loss was 187. So, I mean, it really is a paper cut trade. Technically I'm red on it, but it's a very non-event trade. I'll get back in it tomorrow if it sets back up. The markets were not able to really get their footing today. I came into the day today looking for long setups to see if the markets were able to kind of snap back today, and you gapped up, and then none of the longs really set themselves up because the market started to fade pretty early. Like you gapped up, and the high of the day was put in by 9:36. So 6 minutes into the day, and the high of the day is already put in, and you never got back and retested that high. So there really wasn't a chance for any of the long setups to really gain momentum and to really gain some traction. Like Nvidia was one that we were looking at to possibly gain some traction, but you can see you broke the high and then just faded. Like none of these stocks were able to really break those levels and continue and to give us a really nice trade. Today was a very uneventful day after a ridiculous day yesterday. Like I said, yesterday was probably the best day that we've had in True Trading Group all year. So then you come into today and everybody's kind of like wants more of yesterday, right? That's the tendency. It's like you have a huge day yesterday and you want to push your foot on the gas. Sometimes the market doesn't give you that. When you have such a big move, a lot of times the market needs to digest that move. And that feels like that's what happened today. So I was a lot less active today. I was very active yesterday, and I was a lot less active today while the market just kind of digested. So, and I'm just closed out all of my positions, took profits on my swings. I didn't carry any new positions overnight. I'm going to wait and see what happens with the PCE number, and then we're going to attack. If you guys missed out on making money yesterday, I'm telling you now that I believe tomorrow can make up for everything that you missed on everything that you guys missed on Wednesday. I mean that wholeheartedly. Now, I don't expect the market to drop 18 points or whatever it did, like it did yesterday. I don't expect a 3.5% decline, but I do expect the chances for you to make money tomorrow to be similar to the chances you had to make money yesterday. It is also quad witching tomorrow, where you have expiration dates on all of these different types of options and futures and derivative products that are all expiring tomorrow. That's going to see increased volume, increased liquidity, increased volatility as we get into quad witching, as all of those contracts expire tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of different positioning that's going to happen. A lot of hedges are going to be coming off. There's going to be a lot of institutional position adjustments and people trying to determine whether or not they want to take delivery of those option positions. So if you're, in a call option or a put option, you have the right to sell or buy that security at the strike price at tomorrow, at the close for tomorrow's expiration. So depending on where the markets are tomorrow, you're going to get a real increase in that volatility, in that liquidity and volume, the closer you get to the closing bell tomorrow, as people are running out of time before the contracts expire at the close. So I think tomorrow is going to be a wild day from start to finish. I think you're going to have the catalyst comes out at 8:30 with the PCE number. You're going to get a gap up, a gap down. You're going to get follow through momentum intraday, and then you're getting some wild volatility going into the close. So if you missed your chances to make money yesterday, I'm telling you now, I think that tomorrow can be your shot at redemption. So anybody that's on this live stream that's not a member of True Trading Group, that's considering joining TTG, or you guys been, you're upset or that you missed out on yesterday, or you're scared about yesterday, I can assure you there's nothing to be scared of. Okay. Just because the markets go down does not mean that you just have to lose money. And if that's all that you have been doing is just, the markets go down, therefore I lose money. You need to understand how to make money when the markets go down, because this is not the last of the markets going down. I think we could have a nice bounce back day tomorrow if the PC number comes in light. But regardless of if it's tomorrow or not, next year, I do anticipate a correction at some point. I think you're going to see an approximate 10% pullback on the S&P and the NASDAQ next year. At some point, I've got the catalyst why I think that's going to happen, but I think that is a buyable pullback opportunity, and I will be ready to buy. I have a list of stocks that I will be buying next year. Members of TTG, don't worry. You guys are going to know exactly what those stocks are and exactly what the prices are that I'm going to be buying in my long-term portfolio. But you're going to have chances where you can make money on the way to the downside. Tomorrow could be one of those days if the PCE number comes in hot. So you better get ready for it. Members of TTG have learned how to do this. Members of TTG have learned not to be scared when markets go down. And I'll prove that. Guys, let me ask you a question. Yesterday, were you scared or excited? Members of True Trading Group, were you scared or were you excited yesterday? Go ahead, just type in chat, scared or type excited. You answer that question. Were you scared or were you excited? And anybody that's on this live stream, you should pay attention to everyone's comments and you tell me how many people you see say scared. You might not find one person that says scared. And there's a reason for that. The reason why these people are excited is because they understand that volatility like that creates money-making opportunities for them. The reason why they are not scared is because they made money yesterday. They made money. Yesterday was a milestone day for members in True Trading Group. Members had their biggest trade ever, their biggest day ever, their biggest week ever. They took advantage of that. And the reason why they're excited is because they're making money. And it's not just because I think that's true. It's because that's what members actually say. And I'll prove that to you. Guys, do me a favor now. Type the number 1 if you're making money with True Trading Group. Type the number 1 if you're making money, you're becoming better traders. Just go ahead and type the number 1 inside chat right now. Again, just guys, go ahead, type the number 1 if you guys are making money with True Trading Group. Those of you that are not part of TTG, pay very close attention to the amount of people that you see type number 1 inside of chat. These are your peers, your friends, your family members, your coworkers. If they can do this, then so can you. They're not luckier than you. They don't have more money than you. They're not smarter than you. They don't have more experience than you. They sure as hell don't have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. So if they can do this, so can you. I don't want to hear you got a full-time job, you can't do this. Download our mobile app. We send out real-time push notifications when our moderators enter and exit positions. That's how you're able to follow along with everything that we are doing during the trading day. You can be at work, you get a notification. They just bought call options on Tesla. Cool. You log into your Webull account, you buy some calls, set a stop loss, put your phone down. 2 hours go by. They just took profits. Log in, take profit, adjust your stop loss, put your phone back down. Tomorrow, another notification. They just took profit again. Log in, take profit, adjust your stop loss, put your phone back down. Right? That is literally how 82% of our members that have full-time jobs, that's how they make money with True Trading Group. How many people are on here that are not members of True Trading Group? Go ahead and type the letters TTG real quick if you guys are not members of TTG. I'm just curious who we're talking here because I know that my group, everybody's laser focused for tomorrow, and they have a very clear game plan of what we're thinking about and what we're doing. And those people that are not members, I just want to see who we have in here so I know kind of how to tailor the content, how I make sure that I explain to you guys what I plan on doing tomorrow. We got Dominic, we got Jason. What's up, guys? Cool. All right, so here, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get into, I want to open things up for a little bit of a Q&A for you guys and let you guys ask me some questions because I know when markets go down a lot like they did yesterday, some people, get a little nervous, and that's usually when people have a lot of questions. So I do want to open things up and leave time on this live stream for a Q&A session. Before I do that, those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, I'm keeping the holiday sale price for our membership at $847 for the I was supposed to move it up to $947. But we've got a lot of people reach out when markets go down and people get scared and they get nervous and the holidays are coming up. And I said, fine, we'll keep it at $847. The price of True Trading Group is normally over $2,000 for the year. The holiday sale, you got for $847. Okay, that's $847 for the whole year. Go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is included. There's no upsell for anything on that page. We give you a double your money back guarantee for peace of mind. This way, If you're unable to make back the $847 fee, if you can't make that back, we give you back double your money. We give you back $1,694. That's the deal that we do. I stand behind this platform. I believe in our platform's ability to help you reach your goals. That if you can't make that $847 membership fee back at least one time, we give you back double. The double your money back guarantee is right there on the checkout page. Just go read it. It's real. It's right there in black and white. Again, that's ttgoffer.com. Jason Brinegar says, I know nothing. Jason, that's not a problem, brother. There's a lot of members in your training group that knew nothing when they joined. And I'll prove that to you too. Guys, members, can you do me a favor? Just type the number 1 if you knew close to nothing or nothing at all when you joined TTG, but now you're making money. Type the number 1 inside chat, please. If you knew close to nothing at all when you joined and now you're making money, can you guys go ahead and type the number 1, please? So Jason, just maybe check out, see how many people that you see type the number 1 here on this side of the screen, because these are people that they knew nothing also, right? The thing about TTG is like all of our stuff is separated into beginner and advanced. And we have members in True Trading Group that have been trading for 25 plus years. And then we have members that never traded an option a day in their life and everything in between. All these people joined, they knew nothing. And now you heard me. I was very specific, Jason, right? I was very specific when I asked. I said, hey, when you joined, you knew nothing, but now you're making money. And you see all those people type the number 1. So I wouldn't be intimidated if you don't know anything. My advice when someone joins that knows nothing is to take your time and actually learn and familiarize yourself with how we operate before you just start, throwing your money around. Because even though we tell you what we're buying and selling and exactly when and where and what price, you might think you're like, oh, I don't need to know anything. I'll just do exactly what they do. You might think that, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're still going to make mistakes. You're going to enter the wrong order. You're going to get the wrong position size. You're not going to follow the plan that we lay out, because we mods tell you every time, hey, we're buying here. This is our stop loss. This is our profit target. And still, even still with us doing that, newbies and beginners don't follow it. They get out before the profit target is reached. They get out before a stop loss is reached. They do things differently. They don't follow exactly what the mod is doing because they don't necessarily know exactly what the mod is doing, even though they've laid out those prices. So it's important that you take the time to understand what you're doing and not be in such a rush, because you're going to make beginner mistakes. You're better off making beginner mistakes on a simulator with fake money than digging yourself a hole while you learn and you go through those growing pains. Make the silly mistakes with fake money so that by the time you switch to real money, you're already past that and you have a better understanding and you're ready to you're ready to kind of grab the bull by the horns or smack the bear in the ass, whichever one it is, because I really don't care if the markets are going up or down. We're making money either way. I don't need a bull market. I don't need a bear market. I just need a market. And that's the beauty about doing what we do. It doesn't matter if there's a recession or the economy is booming. As long as the market is open, we've got a job. And as long as the market's open, I don't care if we're going up or down. We're going to be making money. It's the most recession-proof job that exists, because all you need is the stock market to be open. So again, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. All of our courses, which is a simplified version of the stuff that I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. Okay. We also give you guys Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, Trading Views premium charting software, the Trade Ideas scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, 1,000 hours of workshops in a video library. All of this stuff is included with your membership. You don't have to pay $1 extra for any of it. It's all part of it. So there's no upsell for those items. There's no coupon code required. Just go right to ttgoffer.com. No coupon code needed. And just sign up for the 847. If you guys have any questions, just text us. 1-888-621-2127. Dominic says, what is paper trading? So Dominic, paper trading, it means you're trading with fake money. So like if you open up your brokerage account most likely has live trading account and a paper or simulated trading account. simulated or paper. They call it paper trading or simulated trading, which is you can still trade, but the money is not real. You're buying and selling, but the money's not real. So I suggest when people are new, start on a simulated account. So that when you make mistakes, which undoubtedly you will, you're doing with fake money. You don't make a silly mistake that is a beginner mistake and you lose a bunch of money. And like, why do that? It's just, if you're going to do this, like I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Like, don't join True Trading Group because you think I'm going to make you a millionaire in 30 days. I'm not. Join True Trading Group because you genuinely, truly want to understand how to make money in the markets and how to make better decisions in your long-term portfolio, but also how to generate income from day trading or swing trading, whichever one that you guys want to do. We do both. There's 8 professional traders that are mods in True Trading Group. We share our screen with you during the day. We talk to you on the microphone. We're with you the whole day. You know exactly where we're buying, where we're selling, what, when, what price. You know all of it. Okay? We're with you guys for the entire day. So there's day trades and swing trades every day inside of True Trading Group. So depending on what you guys are looking to do, and we trade stocks, we trade options, we trade futures, we do all of it. So again, there's literally something for everybody. All right. And you guys have the double your money back guarantee, which I really don't think that you need. It just gives you peace of mind. Amazon delivery. Gives you peace of mind. Our refund rate is less than 2.5% at TTG. So I have no problem offering you guys double your money back. The way that it works is you pay $847 to join. You have the whole year, go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend one study group. We do study groups every week. They're free. I'm asking you to attend one. As long as you do that, if you are unable to make enough winning trades with us to equal the $847 membership fee, you can't do that at least one time. We give you back double your money, $1,694. Again, the double your money back guarantee is on the checkout page. Go read it right there. It's real. Okay. Our refund rate is less than 2.5%. And our retention rate amongst members is well into the 70 percentile. Most of our members have renewed their annual membership. Over 75% of our members renew their annual membership, or they've upgraded to become a lifetime member of the community. And less than 2.5% get a refund. So if you have any questions, just text us 1-888-621-2127. We'll answer any questions that you guys have. Otherwise, you can go straight to ttgoffer.com. And everything you see on that page is included. Now, the price of the membership is going up to $947 for the holiday sale. It's $847 right now. I kept it at $847. It was supposed to be $947 already tonight. I kept it there because of what just happened yesterday. And everybody's kind of freaking out. I got a million questions from people yesterday and today, and I understand that. And I don't want anybody to have any excuses around the holidays about why they're not going to do this. So I'll wait until next year. That's fine. You want to wait until next year? That's great. You're going to pay $2,000 for a membership. Take advantage of the $847 price point. Join now. You got the double your money back guarantee for peace of mind, even though I don't think you need it. What do you guys have to lose? Simple as that. ttgoffer.com. With that said, I'll open things up for a Q&A session. You guys have any questions that you want me to go through, anything you guys want to know, anything you want to ask, now's the time. So go ahead, folks. Fire away. Type your questions in chat. I'll be happy to answer any that I can. Debating selling my boat to invest 30K-ish. I may use it 3 times a year. Is the potential to retire at 60 off that 30? I am 45 as of January. Investing 30 grand. When you say investing, meaning like you're going to put the money into something and you're not going to touch it. You're just going to invest. You're not going to trade it. So there's 2 very different things, Jason. I want to be very clear. Trading which is day trading and swing trading, is something that we do to generate income. Investing in a long-term portfolio means you're buying and you're holding. That's more building wealth. They're two very different things. And I always recommend that people have separate accounts for those. So for me, I day trade and I swing trade with Lightspeed. Excuse me. That's the brokerage platform that I use. My long-term portfolio, that is with JP Morgan's wealth management division. Okay. So they're completely separate. Your long-term portfolio should be money you cannot afford to lose. Your day trading or swing trading account should be an amount of money you can afford to lose. Because if you long-term invest, you're not going to lose all of the money in your long-term portfolio unless you buy a bunch of really crappy stocks. And I don't ever recommend you guys buy these $2 and $4 pieces of crap in your long-term portfolio. You want to buy well-established companies in your long-term portfolio that you know are not going anywhere anytime soon. You don't want to buy some stupid penny stock that some idiot told you about on social media. That stock can go down 99% and you can lose all of your money. Apple, Nvidia, AMD, Microsoft, Meta, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, Starbucks, Palantir, Uber, Chipotle, Pepsi, those companies are not going anywhere. You're not going to lose 99% of your money if you own those stocks. So the money that goes in your long-term portfolio is money that you cannot afford to lose. But in your day trading or swing trading, you can lose all of that money by day trading and swing trading. So that is going to be a much smaller amount of money that if you lost all of it, you're fine. You're okay. Nothing changes in your life. All right. Now, with that being said, do I think you can invest 30 grand at 45 and in 15 years have enough money to live off of? I'm going to say probably not. If you never invested another dollar again, I also don't know what your expenses are and what your lifestyle is. But do I think that at 60, you'd be able to retire and live until you're 85 or 90 off of that money? I would say probably not. I would say you would need to invest more over the next 15 years, like every year, put money aside and invest it into the market so that by the time you are 60, you have a little bit more of a nest egg. I wouldn't just put 30 grand into the market and then never do anything else. I would advise that any time that the markets go down and there's ever a red year, you always take more money and you just put it away. Okay, 110K a year comfort. Honestly, Jason, I can tell you what you want to hear and be like, yeah, we can turn that 30 grand into $1 million. I'm not going to tell you that. Is that possible? Sure, it is. Like if you took 30 grand, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if you took 30 grand 15 years ago and you put it into NVIDIA, you're a multimillionaire. You don't need to do anything ever again for the rest of your life, right? I can tell you that. Is it possible? Sure. Is it the most likely scenario? It's not. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is real life, right? This is your money. This is your life. This is your retirement. I'm not going to lie to people. I'm not going to tell people what they want to hear. I'm going to tell people what I think you need to hear. And my advice to you at that point, if you need 110K a year to live comfortably by the time you're 60, if you live till you're 85, 110K a year for 25 years is a lot of money. Do I think the 30K invested at 45 is going to equal that amount of money by the time you're 60 and you start drawing down on that money and you start taking from it? The answer is no. It's a wonderful starting spot. Investing 30K now is going to do you wonders by the time you're 60, but don't stop there. Invest every year. The markets go down, invest more. Use your income, set money aside from your income and buy more, even if it's $1,000. It doesn't have to be 30 grand every year, right? It doesn't have to be 30 grand every year, but you take whatever you can and you invest it every year. And in the events when you have a down year, like 2022, for example, 2022, the markets went down like 35%, 32%. On those years, you put whatever amount of money that you have, you put it in there because the markets don't go down often. Fun fact, you get a correction every 1 to 2 years. That's a 10% decline. You get a bear market every like 4 to 5 years. You get a recession every 6 to 8 years. It's not the most common scenario. So you need to be taking advantage when markets go down because when they go down, throughout history. Literally go back for the last 100 years. Whenever the markets go down, within the next 1 or 2 years, the markets go back up. So no matter how bad it is, look at 2008, for example. 2008 was the worst recession that we've ever had, okay, minus the Great Depression. 2008 was the worst recession that we've ever seen. That's why it's called the Great Recession. But even if you were the worst investor in the world, right? Let's just go take a look. And this is just a good lesson, right? It puts things into perspective. If you were the worst investor in the world, meaning you bought at the very top, you bought the all-time high in 2007, right? Let's say 2008, because 2008 was so let's say you bought the high of 2008. So let's say you bought right there, the top of 2008, right? That's when you got in, the top of 2008. And you saw this big market crash, right? Even if, and considering you never added. Now, in a normal world, when the market crashes like this, you'll probably add some more. You'll buy more. But let's say you didn't. Let's say you didn't add a single thing to your portfolio, and you are the worst investor in the world. You bought the very top. Did you know that by 2011 you were back to break even? You were back to break even. And if you added during the market crash, you were back to break even by 2010. And that's the worst recession that we've ever had. Eventually, there's going to be another recession. And you better get ready to buy when that recession happens, because there is never a better time to buy stocks than when we are in a recession. Make that very clear. There is never a better time to buy stocks in your long-term portfolio than when we are in a recession. Not before the recession, not after the recession, in the recession. Markets bottom during recessions. They don't bottom after recessions. They sure as hell don't bottom before them. Right? And then we had a very brief recession in 2020 because of COVID, but I don't really even count that. I don't even count that as really a recession. Then you had a bear market in 2022, but not a recession. And then we've had a 2-year bull market, 23 and 24. So you had recession in 2020, right? And then a 1.5-year bull market. Then you had a year bear market. Now you had a 2-year bull market. Right? And that had a 2-year bull market. It's entirely possible the market can do this next year. Maybe you have a pullback next year and then the market does this. You got to take advantage when markets go down. All right? You got to take advantage when markets go down. Yep. Yeah, Jason, you'll learn all this stuff, dude. You know, I mean, like I said, TTG is not just about day trading and swing trading. We also cover long-term investing as well. So there's literally something here for everybody inside a True Trading Group. Mike, thoughts on OKLO close above the 50-day good volume support at 18 held? Do you think it drops if the XPX drops? I do. I think if everything falls tomorrow, I think everything falls. But I really do like this 18 level, and it did hold. And you also have a nice downtrend line now on the daily that we can kind of play with too here. I kind of like what I'm seeing here out of this OKLO. And obviously this previous resistance, now it's support. So I still like this. You know, I still like this. I think it might be choppy a little bit, but I still do like OKLO. It's hard not to like it as long as you're above 17, 18 bucks. Why most new traders fail to follow trading plans? Ryan, that's a great question, brother. For me, the answer is new traders are extremely emotional, and that's why they can't follow trading plans. So in order to be a good trader, you can't make decisions based on emotion, and that's difficult for a beginner because making money and losing money is emotional. And beginner traders usually make trading all about emotion. They make it all about the money. Really good traders do not make trading about the money. They make trading about, if I think this is going to go up, I'm going to position myself long and I'm going to stop out here and I'm going to take profit here. And they don't actually care how much money that they make. They just know if they make a good trade, they're going to make money. So like for me, good traders don't even necessarily, I mean, I shouldn't say all good traders. That's not a fair statement, but a lot of traders do not see their P&L during the day, including myself. I don't see my P&L. That might blow a newbie's mind. They're like, what? Well, how do you know what you're doing? I can't see my P&L when I'm trading. I don't need to. I know how much money I'm going to lose if I get stopped out of a position based on my position size. So if I buy a stock at $100 and my stop loss is 98.50, or if I buy a stock at $1,000, if I buy a stock at $100 and let's say my stop loss is 98 and I buy 2,500 shares at $100 and it goes to 98, I know I'm going to lose $5,000. If you buy a stock at $22 and your stop loss is $21 and you buy 200 shares, you're going to lose $200 if you get stopped out at 21. So and you'll learn how to do all this. You'll learn how to do the calculation of what your position size should be based on how much money you're comfortable risking. I'll teach you guys all that stuff. So I don't need to know, like, if I said, okay, I'll lose $5,000 if I'm wrong on this trade, I don't need to see when I'm down 2. It doesn't matter. I'm not out of the trade because I'm down money at this moment. This moment is irrelevant. My stop loss is my stop loss. And if the stock reaches my stop loss, I'm going to get out of the trade. And I have my profit target. And if the stock reaches my target, I'm going to sell some. And everything in between those two prices is meaningless to me. It's noise. I'm not doing anything. If I buy the stock at 100 and my stop loss is 98 and my target's 105, the stock can go to 101. I do nothing. It goes to 99. I do nothing. It goes to 98.25. I do nothing. My stop loss is 98. It goes to 102. I do nothing. It goes back to 100. I do nothing. Right? I'm only going to act when my target or my stop loss is reached. Inexperienced traders can't do that. Inexperienced traders say, oh my God, the stock's going down. What if I'm wrong? I don't want to lose any more money. You know what? It doesn't look good. It's at 99. It's going down. It doesn't look good. I'm just going to get out now. And they get out at 99. And then the stock goes to 98.50, and then it goes to 105. They're like, man, what an idiot. Why did I get out? It's because they're emotional. Then they say, okay, they buy a stock at 100. It goes up to 103. And they're like, yeah, this is great. I'm killing it. I'm making money. This is amazing. And all of a sudden, the stock goes back to 101.50. And then they go, oh, man, I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I sell it? I was just up $500. Now I'm only up $300. Oh man, what am I doing? I don't want this to go red. I was just up so much money. Now, what if I'm wrong now? And when I lose all this money, you know what? $250. That's what I'm up right now. It's better than nothing. Let me just get out now. And they get out. And then the stock goes to 105 and they would have made $600, but they didn't follow their plan. They get very emotional. Because for an inexperienced trader, they think trading is about predicting the future. They think being a good trader is about making all this money and never being wrong and never losing. Incorrect. Being a trader is just as much about trading well when you're right as it is trading well when you're wrong. You're going to be wrong. I am wrong. I make red trades. There is not a trader on earth that is right all the time. So you have to learn how to control your loss when you're wrong. Inexperienced traders, every time they're wrong, they get destroyed. When they're wrong, it is a massive loss. Why? When you are wrong, understand that you're wrong, stick to your stop loss, get out of the trade, go find another setup. That is equally, if not more important, to lose a little bit of money when you're wrong as it is to be right. Because you can make 5 trades. You can literally be right on 4 of them and wrong on 1, and an inexperienced trader will still be red. because the 4 times they're right, they make $200 each. The 1 time they're wrong, they lose $1,000. So they made $800 in profits on 4 trades, and they lost $1,000 on 1 trade. They're now down $200. That is despicable. That is inexcusable. What should have happened is they make $300, $350 the times that they're right, and they lose $250 when they're wrong. That's what it should be. That's why I think so many inexperienced and beginner traders can't follow their game plan. What do you recommend members to do after joining? Follow alerts and buy and sell. Again, global, my advice when you first join, if you already have experience, then fine. Then when you join, you want to follow alerts, go ahead and follow the alerts. But if you're a complete newbie and you really don't know what you're doing yet, my advice is to take the time and not follow alerts as soon as you join. Go through some of the educational material, familiarize yourself with the lingo, and familiarize yourself with how we operate and the trades that we take. And really just take your time. I know everybody gets very excited when they join True Trading Group and they just want to dive right in head first and just go pedal to the metal because it's exciting. And I get it's exciting, but it's not exciting to lose money. And if you rush it and you try to run before you learn how to walk, chances are you're going to lose money. Doesn't matter how good of a trader I am or how good of a trader the other moderators are. If you don't know what you're doing, I'm telling you, you're going to make mistakes. So just take your time. Don't be in a rush to make $1 million in 30 days. Take your time. If you're going to do this, then let's do this the right way. And let's do it in a manner that gives you the highest chance of being successful. Because at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We're here to make money. And I have seen probably 60,000 traders come through True Trading Group in the last 6 or 7 years. I know what works. I myself have been doing this for 18 years. I know what works. I know what doesn't. Trust the process. Okay? Trust the process. Don't try to rush it. All right? So that does it for me, folks. Go to ttgoffer.com. Like I said, that's ttgoffer.com. Take advantage of the holiday sale, $847 price point. Price goes up to $947. You have any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Again, 1-888-621-2127. Text us with any questions that you guys have. All right, that's 1-888-621-2127. All right, otherwise go right to ttgoffer.com. No coupon code required. And I'll see you guys all in chat. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, turn on notifications. I'll see you guys all in chat.